Hey, Chris Jenkins, credential member of the media covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People, bringing you the latest news about this Carolina Panthers team as they prepare for their first home game matchup against the Atlanta Falcons. So thank you all very much for tuning in. Hey, we've hit this stagnant area since we got to 13,000 subscribers, right? Just been there for a month. Help me get to 15,000, right? Going to continue to give you injury report updates. We're about to look at some highlights from practice, give you a sneak preview of my one-on-one interview with Leathan Ransom, and talk about Dave Canales and Bryce Young's moment with the press today. So without further ado, let's check out some practice highlights from today. So those are those black helmets that everybody can't wait. I think they look very, very nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing those black helmets this weekend. Now, I do want to let you guys know that during training camp, I was able to make the highlights myself. These highlights are courtesy of the Carolina Panthers. So their focus today was a lot on the defense and on the offensive line, which I'm not mad at because this offensive line is going to have their hands full this weekend as they take on the Atlanta Falcons, a team that blitz quite a bit. So Cade Mays, Zavala, replacing Corbett, and Hunt are going to have their hands full as well as the rest of the team, right? Lewis, Moulton, they're all going to have their hands full dealing with this Atlanta Falcons team. So hopefully they're preparing for it, right? And again, a lot of this video is provided by the Panthers, so we got a little bit of extended offensive line play here today. But then we're going to, in just a second, see some other highlights from practice. And all these are from today, Wednesday, September 17th. And there is Xavier, Legette, man that has stumbled out of the blocks a little bit. And I shared earlier that my opinion is it's not all him. That historically bad game from this past Sunday, a lot of the passes were counted against him that he absolutely had no chance to catch. Not saying that he should not have done better or want him to do better, but some of the situations made it look much worse statistically than it was. All right. Tataroa McMillan, T-Mac. So T-Mac is a rookie. You know, I'm interviewing all the rookies. Have not had a chance to get to Tataroa yet. Did have a chance to talk with him today. So I think that me and Tataroa will have a really good one-on-one interview once we have a chance to do so. But meanwhile, I want to share with you guys a little sneak peek from my interview with Leathan Ransom. Really good interview. Here's a sneak peek. And again, I'm trying to earn your likes, subscriptions, trying to get to 15,000. Please consider supporting. Help us grow. Independent media is such a beautiful thing, and you can be a part of our growth. Here's a clip with Leathan Ransom. Is there a play from last week that kind of sticks out that says that's the tenacity and dog mentality of Ransom?
Yeah, I think I had a good little hit on their tight end, which that was a play that felt good. Come down, fly around, and have a good hit. I think all my tackles, I try to, obviously it's controlled chaos with my tackles. So
yeah.
Coming under control, but it's going to be a loud pop on impact.
Hey, I just saw a comment from Panthers boy, nice specs. Hey, you guys know that I'm sensitive about my glasses. Just now having to wear them more often. So yes, appreciate you saying nice specs, but hopefully you will not see them on too many times. But nevertheless, I appreciate your membership, Panthers boy. I'm assuming from South Carolina with that 803 area code on there. Thank you. So again, that's a snippet from my one-on-one interview with Leathan Ransom. And it should be up no later than Friday, maybe as early as tomorrow. So please check that out. And we have the most one-on-one interviews for independent media out there by far. So there's a playlist on YouTube. Go over there. You'll see everybody. I know a lot of people right now are reminiscing on that 2015 team. That's probably the season that I had the most interviews in a season. So a lot of those interviews are still up there in case you all want to check them out. Let's go ahead and check out this injury report. It was 3 people. Then I think it went to 5, but it wasn't any major updates. All right, let's take a look at. I'm laughing at Panthers boy, but let's go ahead and bring up this injury report from the week. This is your injury report as of today, Wednesday, September 17th. Patrick Jones did not practice today with that hamstring injury. Tershawn Wharton, aka Turk Wharton, he also did not practice today with the hamstring. Xavier Legette. Now, the way that Coach Canales described this is that Xavier started out practice, then had some issues, and they decided to shut him down. Just precautionary, and also because of the number of reps that he had this past Sunday, and Thursdays are always padded days, so wanting him to get in that padded workout, so they went ahead and shut him down for practice today. We also had Bryce and Tremaine was full practice with the quadriceps that he's recovering from, so I won't have him listed anymore this week, but just wanted to show you guys that he is now healthy. J.C. Horn and Hunter Renfrow both had limited practice today. Just getting those guys some rest. So that is your injury report. Let me put it back up there one more second for you guys to take a look at. But that is your injury report from today. All right, and Dave Canales and Bryce Young always takes a moment to talk with the media on Wednesday. So we're going to go ahead and play a few clips from them to share with you guys. So a lot of people, including myself, I mean, as you should be, we're excited about some of the things this Carolina Panthers team did in the offseason, picking up Rico Dowdle, right? So it was like, ooh, wow, we got 2 1,000-yard rushers from the 2024 season on our roster. This could be good. And we've had some very disappointing performances from the running game, both in Jacksonville and last week in Arizona. So Dave Canales talked today on why he believed they had some of the problems they did with the Cardinals in their run game.
Yeah, I thought the Cardinals did a really good job. Just when we were in our base plan and some of our base runs, they played it well. We got a couple of yards out of it. And I think after that with the turnovers and then going in 20-3 into the half, we're in a different mode. And so to me, I believe in the run game. I believe the runs, they start to add more and more the further into the game that you get to. So I would love to get our team to play in that style of football that we're used to, that balanced, complementary football of defense and offense where we can run the ball, be balanced, throw play actions, get into our dropbacks and quicks and empties, like we have. I want to see that mix come alive. So certainly not where we want to be right now. But, it's something that if we can just start off with execution, we can start off with playing normal football, we'll see that part come alive.
I like how he said that we can start off playing normal football. So it sounds like he's frustrated with the slow starts this team has had, which again, I'm not a person that says you shouldn't see anybody being frustrated. You should be frustrated, and he is. And so this is going to be a crucial game for the Panthers, starting the season 0-3. As you see, I have no words about that if we were to start 0-3, other than it puts us in a very precarious position where we then now have to go up to New England and play yet another road game. First 3 out of 4 on the road. You lose in Carolina and Charlotte. Gosh darn it, the heck. What have we got ourselves into at that point if that happens? I'm not voting for cheering totally against that, but we absolutely, I wouldn't mind, I don't know what I'm going to say. I was going to say I wouldn't mind some play calling being a little conservative to start out the game just to make sure that we don't get a turnover early on. But then, in Jacksonville, it was turnovers by Bryce, but they weren't as early as the turnovers that he did this past Sunday in Arizona. I don't know. Hey, I'm not the coach for a reason. I'm just the reporter. But Dave, come on, please find a way to game plan that you don't have the score be out of control so quickly. You the coach. They pay you millions. Figure it out. All right. Let's go ahead and talk about Xavier Legette, who has been struggling. Again, I don't put it 100% on Xavier, just like sometimes I won't put it 100% on Bryce. Meaning if receivers are dropping the ball, you can't put all of those on Bryce. And for Xavier, if your quarterback is one-hopping the ball to you, throwing it over your head, getting batted down at the line of scrimmages, those 3 pass attempts, okay, they count against you. I get it. That's how the NFL does their statistics. But, technically, you had no chance at all to get the ball. The ball didn't even touch your hands. Couldn't even get near your body. But nevertheless, Bryce Young on his sophomore wide receiver, Xavier.
For sure. I mean, I have all the confidence in the world in him. He's a great player. He's going to be great for us. He's a huge part of this offense. It's not any sort of like wavering, any sort of like, there's nothing like that. I'm excited for this week. I'm excited for the weeks following for him. I see how hard he works. I see how much he cares. I see the person and the player that he is. And I'm grateful that he's part of the unit. So, I have all the confidence in the world in him.
So that's Bryce on Xavier, and I'll give you guys my 2 cents on this. Yeah, I'm definitely not grading Xavier like an A or B, right? I don't want to say what it is, but it's a low score. It's not an F. And I certainly feel like as a rookie, he has certainly the opportunity to get it right and fix it. And I wouldn't count him out yet, but I would certainly say he needs some things to get him going, right? And Canales took some credit for making sure that he puts him in positions to succeed. Now, I feel like that's just a coach because, he calls the plays, but he certainly called plays for Xavier. It's not like he's not giving him opportunity. I think he had 9 targets last week, right? I think it was 8 that they counted for him, but it was 9 targets. So I wish, to me, the best thing for Xavier would be if we had, to be quite honest, another veteran wide receiver in that locker room that could say, come here, let me talk to you. And I don't feel like we have that wide receiver in that locker room to help him at a critical point. So, you still got to hope that he, through his coaches and other things, are able to get it together. Not giving up on him, certainly not rating him an A or B or C. All right, so I'll let you guys figure out where I'm putting him at. So that's your report. I see some of you guys are tuning in here late, and you can rewind everything to watch the show back in its entirety. We'll continue to report on this team every day that there's news. Sunday we'll do our live pregame show. Like to announce, I know a lot of you like the shows when there's more people on there. Panther Nation podcast, Rashad himself will be joining us. So that's a lot of fun, having a larger pregame show with him in the building. So look for that this Sunday. Antonio, appreciate you. Uncle Leroy, good to see you guys. I'm Chris Jenkins reporting for Charlotte Vibe.